Welcome to this press meet to announce an important acquisition by a company. Mr. Mandal develops the yearly business plan for India, including strategic positioning, 6, and also has been instrumental in expanding the footprint. The Vice President of Business Development for Emantras, and has been with the company's major enterprises in the automotive and pharma sectors. We will start if they can, but I'll leave it to Sanjay. Yes.
I want to take this opportunity to give a little bit brief about what GP Strategies is, because you would be wanting to know who we are, what do we do. So we have one slide over here, which throws light on how old we are, where are we located, what is our presence. So we're listed in the New York Stock Exchange. We are a listed company. Our headquarters, global headquarters, is in US, on the East Coast, near Washington, DC. There's a lot of history about the company, which we can talk about later, because I just want to stick to the agenda. There's some pictures over there about some of our global footprint. There are 3 people over there on the photograph who are from our India office. One of them, Sujata, is at the back end over there. At the extreme third from the right is Doug Sharp. He's our president. General physics. So just in case you're googling around, you'll find that name also. So there are of course several reasons why we changed the name, because of the expansion and our footprint changing. We wanted to give a deeper look and feel, and so we completed 50 years. This is a overview of our footprint in the different continents. Of course, we have the Americas, the Europe, and the Asia Pacific. A lot of those countries on the Asia Pacific, I have been involved in them. This shows the customer base in terms of Fortune 500 companies and the Global 500 customers. So I think we have substantial number of Fortune 500 and global customers as our customers. One unique thing about GP Strategies is that there are a lot of repeat customers, and we deal with customers on a long-term basis. When I say long-term, it is 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in some cases. Of course, looking at the other side from a potential perspective, if you look at it from a 500 perspective, there are 340 which are not our customers, so obviously that's a good potential. This is a snapshot about India operations. We are in our 11th year, as it's shown slide, by GP Strategies US. We have a global IT infrastructure in our Chennai office, which means in terms of communication setup, servers, data bank, everything, it's all linked to that. Of course, we don't have data servers over here. The company is also in a separate office. We are in a separate office. So, just to put it over there. This gives a snapshot of the few of the award lists that GP Strategies has won as a global company. This talks about some of the awards which we have won in the last 2 or 3 years. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. Some of these awards are very well known in the industry. 15 best custom content, the best advance in benefit strategy and administration, best learning team silver.
The learning function today is pretty fragmented, and what companies are finding is that they have different training requirements, they have different training needs, but they have to go to different places in order to satisfy those needs. So it could be internal within their own organization, or they go to external vendors, they go to freelancers, like what Sanjay said. And this kind of, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of efficiency, it's also, they cannot achieve what they want all under one roof. So this is where GP Strategies, we feel, is our strength, because we offer all the solutions under one roof. We're the only company in India who offers everything under one roof. And we strongly believe that it is integration of people, process and technology And that is the way a company can achieve operational excellence. So a lot of companies are realizing that they need to consolidate, they need to be centralized, and this is where GP Strategies can step in. We want to target that space, and this is how we want to partner with different companies.
Sanjay has mentioned most of it. Manufacturing industry, as per the domestic market, we are very strong in the automotive and general manufacturing areas, like healthcare and energy and so on. So we are going to run deep into the verticals of safety, and very soon we are going to be part of a large domestic project to help saving lives in India in the different work environment space. So we are going to concentrate on that. That is the foremost important goal for moving forward, and any questions we will be able to answer. Yeah.
Target of the business line segment by revenue, it's not a reflection of where our current figures are, but I would say that, you know, since the India revenues and the country revenues, all countries are folded under the global balance sheet, we have not mentioned the current figures country-wise, but you know, they are rolled into the global numbers by segment by revenue.
How many employees do you have globally, GP?
3,500 approximately. So, it's not a question of way of doing. Emantras is in content development and technology like learning management system. That is a service line, and that's you know, so that is only one of the service lines. So we are going to take advantage of their strengths and not necessarily change everything that they do. Obviously, they have some strengths that, you know, we have looked at. They bring certain strengths to the table, and combined with certain strengths which GP has, we will take advantage and, you know, go in that direction. And, you know, execution would have to be done by somebody else. Whereas in the learning company over here, our approach generally is that we generally do not sell a pure learning consulting solution alone. You know, it's woven into the execution. So that brings us more stability in our cash flows, etc. It's not a one-time relationship with the customer. It's a more longer duration. So we are more towards the execution side. But obviously, you know, if you're going to execute a learning strategy, then, you know, your learning consulting practice also has to be strong. We have done work for banking clients. We do work for Kotak Mahindra. We have done work for...
starting with HDFC, we have...
Last year we entered into the BFSI segment, and it gave us a good learning experience. They had a lot of issues with the commercial banking sector. They had a lot of gaps. We went as a consulting company, and we appropriately learned the gaps, and we constructed these courses which are not only for as the induction but also for the present employees. So there's a different age group there. So we fitted these courses to meet their requirements, and right now we are working the second phase of the project with Kotak. They have referred us to the Kotak insurance and other divisions as well. So now we are starting to work with HDFC, which is another huge bank. They're given the opportunity. We are going to explore more and trying to offer them the best of solutions. As our merger with GP, we understand that we are a class apart there, because GP has a global presence. We are also trying to learn the processes, different processes involved globally, that these banks are competing with the international banks. So in that space, we will soon become a leader. We started with ICICI just last week. So that also gives us a good head start.
You know, the customers which Kataka mentioned, just for your understanding, that one of the lines of service which we have is the learning outsourcing or the managed learning services. So it's like, outsourcing your entire learning department to us. So, we run it at the back end. Now, it depends on how much involvement the customer is wanting from us. So those components can be fit, whether it is training delivery or a specialized class, or constructing, or it could be vendor management, it could be content development, it could be technical training, it could be process related.
Multinational banks, they wanted to make their presence more beyond the pan-India market space. So the courses which they have was more centric to the existing staff who are middle-aged and who are almost retiring. So we made this a little bit game-based, and we tried to make it more interesting for the millennial audience, which would find it very empowering when they go through these courses. And also, we did not make it hour-long courses. We cut short it, made it into small nuggets like learning objects, which could fit into their mindset at their ease. They could learn it. So this is something which is new, catching up, called micro-learning. This is what we are trying to deliver to most of the enterprises. 500 hours of learning for them. We are just completing it, and it's going to be submitted for multiple awards. We have already won 2 golden Brandon Horn Awards for learning excellence and as well as game-based learning. Now this micro team, we are working on to get something really on with the marketplace for learning, and we will definitely let you know when we launch AR or VR. We had an opportunity to work with Eicher Motors. Mr. Nandakumar was heading the training department there, and he gave us 4 large folders, box folders. These are called box folders. These are soon vanishing in the manufacturing industry, but these 4 box folders were something very much new to us. We had to run through that, every page, every word. We had that our engineers had to go back to their college days and study that. And we came up with a concept of making that as easy learning. And we compared, if you talk about, for an example, I can tell you, air conditioning, how it works. We compared it with a refrigerator. Like that, we simplified learning, was very much catching in those days. We made it simplified. And I should say it was one of the flagship projects we worked for 2 years with Nandakumar and his team in Pithampur and in Delhi region. They collaborated with Volvo, and now it's called Volvo Eicher Commercial Vehicles. And when they presented their company, they presented our services, what we delivered to them. And right now they are deploying this as a digital classroom in almost like 24 colleges, prestigious engineering colleges, setting up brick and mortar academies and displaying these courses all over. We have the 2 departments. One is the sales department and one is the aftermarket service department. So the sales department had this as a knowledge curve for them, whereas the aftermarket service department consists of 500 plus dealers and dealer network staff professionals who work in the showroom space and as well as the back office, which is the workshop area. So after this course was developed, this was remotely available for them. Instead of bringing all of them to Pithampur, this was distributed at their spaces through CDs and computer-based learning. So this helped them to not only look at once, but as a refresher course, whenever they had new staff learning or they had doubts about some crankshaft and axle or fixing or something like that.